Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And I want to thank you so much for being here today because we have to talk about this doom and gloom. You guys know what everyone's talking about, but guess what? Keep your eye on the target, ladies and gentlemen, because whenever there's doom and gloom, blood in the streets, this is time for you to be able to take advantage. That's right, financial advantage, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we always talked about having that duffel bag of cash ready because it's coming. It's about time as well. There always has to be corrections. This is how the wealthier get even more wealthier. The haves separate themselves from the have-nots. We don't want you there. This is SSN Nation. And once again, welcome to Foci Optics. Check. Stop struggling now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back. And we got to talk about the doom and gloom. And I got to say it again, ladies and gentlemen. Put a big smile on your face when there's a market correction. I'm talking about stocks, crypto, and I'm even talking about the housing market, real estate. You want those to go down. But those who take advantage are the ones when these prices are down, you decide to buy and hold. That's right. You can sit back for a year or two and you will soon see how it's going to work out in your favor. You guys know this is SSN Nation. I bring the facts. I've shown you the situations whenever there's been depressions, recessions, and how long it takes. I'll try and find that information and post it right here on the screen as I'm discussing this. And I'm going to go to the computer here shortly. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the time to buy, not now. There's going to be pain when interest rates go up. There's going to be pain when the stock market goes down. There's pain right now in the crypto markets. Who's going to be risky enough to try to take advantage? Because that's right, everybody has a risk tolerance. What's your risk tolerance? If you want to be wealthy, you're going to have to take risk, especially when the prices are down. So let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. Go to the computer. Welcome back to the screen, ladies and gentlemen. The Stop Struggling Now YouTube channel screen. And please share the videos. This is to help thousands, if not millions of other people, because you never know who you're going to be able to help. And please notice the join button over here on the right hand side. That's how you become a member of the channel. Those with the icon next to their name in the chat when we go live. And they receive special messages under the community tab specifically for them. And they receive 1 or 2 videos per month specifically for them. And you can join me on any live stream on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So let's get into it. The doom and gloom. And then, of course, what are we going to do about those dooms and glooms that's happening now? Everybody knows on the forefront there's something going on about Russia. But there's other levers that are being pushed as well, which is going to affect you, the ordinary citizen. The top 1%ers, well, they're out here buying jets. So they can jet off to any place on the planet that's safe. Now, let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen, because you know everybody knows what inflation is, at least what they think inflation is. Now, remember when you had a computer back in the day, and they used to say phrases like garbage in, garbage out, meaning if you put garbage in, then your data that comes out on the other side is going to be garbage out. You know what they're calling inflation these days, right? Here it is from Google using the IMF, International Monetary Fund, their way of looking at inflation. They're telling you inflation is the rate of increase in prices over a given period of time. How do prices increase exactly? We'll talk about that. Inflation is typically a broad measure, such as the overall increase in prices. Again, what's up with this increases in prices? Or the increase in the cost of living. Okay, increase in the cost of living in a country. Yeah, I wonder how that happens. But once again, in case you're new here in the SSN Nation, we always have solutions. It just depends on if you're willing to make those solutions happen for you. All right? That's the difference. And that's why there's wealth inequality, and that's why there's doom and gloom, because the vast majority of the population do not have the skill set, do not have the knowledge, and do not care, because they're sitting here in the land of the free, with air quotes, that they feel safe and sound. Well, you're not safe and sound anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's talk about inflation and what it really is, because I'm going to have to make you think of it a different way. A lot of you who've been SSN Nation members for the last few years, you know I'm about to use that of Monopoly. Everybody knows how to play Monopoly, I believe. And just imagine that you're playing Monopoly and you have all the houses, all the hotels, all the railroads, and all the money. You're the bank. Okay? But picture this. For the sake of argument, let's just say there's another one of you, except that tycoon doesn't have any money. And in fact, you loan them money already, and they owe you money. But the Federal Reserve says, hey, you, tycoon number 2, we want to spur the economy. Really? Well, what can I do? Well, we're going to buy your debt. How are you going to do that? He has all the money. We're going to print it up. So we're going to print it up to buy your debt. Then we're going to give you half of what he has. So now you can go buy something. So you, as tycoon number 1, what are you going to do? When they don't give you any money, people are landing on your property for rent, your store, your railroad. You're going to go, well then, since you gave them free money, instead of the rent being you land on Park Place and have to give me a $2,000, I'll just make it 3. Now, you see where they come and brainwash you, believing that it has something to do with prices increasing. What it has to do with is they're over here printing money behind your back, giving it to other people. And in this case, even stimulus money is actually printing money out of thin air. That means you can charge more and will charge more in a capitalist system. So therefore, the price and the cost of living are going to go up. What part of this? Again, I won't get into that, because this is exactly why they have you fooled, bamboozled, and everything else. Now, let's get into 1980s. A lot of you don't know that we had inflation that peaked at 14.8%. We already have that, ladies and gentlemen. It's already past that. They're just not going to tell you. All right? You guys know from SSN Nation videos, I know I've went down this path before, but since I'm making this specifically for doom and gloom and sitting there telling you this is what we're going to do about it. But look at this. 14.8 is what the Google says. We know damn well it's more than 15%. I'm like, who in their right mind has not been to a grocery store, gas station, or anything else in the last year? You know good and well things you used to buy for $2 is now $3. That is not 15%. Stuff that was $3 is now $6. That is not 15% or even 20%. How about 50%? 60%, 100% increases. What is this nonsense about 14.8 is the highest ever in America? And you know what they did? Look what they did in 1980. It's a novel idea, I guess. Fed slash short-term interest rates to near zero. Sound familiar? And pump trillions of dollars into the economy through a still controversial tool known as quantitative easing. Does that sound familiar? 2008, 2009, 2020, 1990, 1995, 1980. And before that, even.
So you see, the Federal Reserve and their merry band of robbers, they've been getting away with it for 40 plus years. What do you think is going to happen after 1980 with wealth inequality when the money is being printed up, pumped trillions? Who's getting the trillions? You know who is. The top. They don't give a damn about you. So you're going to have to figure out what to do, ladies and gentlemen. And that means one step I'm going to get into when we go to the wealth inequality. But here comes the next step. 100 million people is out of the workforce as of October of last year, and it's still about 100 million. But if you already know that there's only 185 million people, even in a good economy, is working, and you now know 100 million is out of the labor force, you now know that there's less than 100 million people officially working in America. Therefore, all the side hustles, all the work from homes, all the Amazon, FBAs, all of this is coming into play. And now you understand why some misguided politicians decided to add this into Build or CARES Act. And they said, start figuring out if we can tax these $600 or more transactions. Interesting. Instead of taxing the people that you're giving the money to for free, damn near, you're going to tax the people who are out here working paycheck to paycheck, living down here, trying to make sure that they have a roof over their head, food on their table. You ain't going after the guys that don't pay tax because, you know, capital gains and buying back their stocks and all this. Yeah, they're not being taxed more. But you're going to tax the bottom 50% of the wealthiest more. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what the solution number one is. Because you know we always have solutions here. Let's talk about it. The higher the income, the more likely to work from home. Well, last 4 years, damn near, 3.5 years, I've been sitting here, start your own business, work from home. It's not hard. It's not for the meek. I understand that. But you do see this chart here, right? And some of this could be you work at an employer and you work from home, you get higher wages because your employer can afford to have you sitting at home instead of paying for their office, so it's a savings for them in reality. Or are you going to be working from home in this era where there are Instagrams, YouTube, Facebooks, TikTok monies that are available that you're leaving on the table potentially? Now, think about this. I'm going to go through some things, and here comes some more inequality. And this right here is my monopoly money scenario. Look at this here. The richest 0.1% takes in 196 times as much as the bottom 90%. You're in the 90%, ladies and gentlemen. I pretty much guarantee you. And anybody that's in the 0.1%, they're sitting out here saying, yeah, he's right. And we don't even pay the same 23, 24% tax or 20% tax. And this is hilarious. We make the most money, but all those guys are paying more tax than us. Now, that's not good enough for you? Well, here's some more doom and gloom for you, ladies and gentlemen, because on the left side of this chart, 1926 is when this starts. You see this U.S. inequality has returned to Gilded Age levels. The 1920s was the Roaring 20s. Look at what happened in 1926, and then all of a sudden, 1929, 1930. Look at this down here. Look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. And so everything was going good. The inequality, the Gilded Age, it was coming down. Why? After the 30s, they said, let's put in Social Security. Let's put in some other things that can help the ordinary citizen because of the wealth inequality gap, right? So it was going good. Look at this. Coming down. But what happened in the 1980s? Anybody remember some president talking about trickle-down BS? Oh, and guess what else happened in the 1980s? Remember this? Pumped trillions of dollars into the economy, known as quantitative easing. Does that ring a bell? Let's bring it full circle. Wonder what happened where all of a sudden this disparity starts rising again. You know, that free money is lovely. Bringing down those short-term interest rates for only a few people is lovely. You guys better get off your duff because you're getting left behind and you don't even know it. Way, way behind. This right here is from 1925 to 2018, and sadly, this is even higher, above the Gilded Age levels right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the doom and gloom is happening right here. This right here also, I'll have links down below to this page, inequality.org. But this will be the last thing, because if this is not going to get you off your duff to sit here and get some extra streams of income, figure out how to get extra revenue, how to make more money, I don't know what will. Because it is doom and gloom, ladies and gentlemen, but you can do something about it right now before it's too late. Top 1% income share has doubled while poverty has held steady. Like I said, I wonder what happened around in the 80s. Notice here, 81. Wonder what all of a sudden took off in the 80s. No mystery, is it? For the last 40 years, that quantitative easing and short-term interest rates for only a few allows them to get way, way ahead. So here's what we have. We have inflation ramping up. I'm sitting here talking and looking, and we have Russia and Ukraine. You know the oil stocks are going to go off the charts. I'm going to leave a link to this so you guys can come read this yourself, because here's stocks. The broader market is lower, but defense stocks soar. That's exactly right. What should happen? Missiles, bullets, aircraft, all that, whoever builds them, all of that. Guided systems and all this, whoever has the software in this stuff, all of that's going to be ordered, right? Oil tops 100. We know. If you missed it on Friday, a lot of SSN Nation members said you should be buying oil stocks last Friday. Okay? Biden announces new sanctions against Russia. Those new sanctions, great. But the world runs on some other things like cryptocurrencies. So I wonder, after Biden's announcement, what happens with cryptocurrencies? All right? Now, U.S. brands, Exxon, BP, Shell help Russia pump oil and gas. Now, read on this. Factories, Oreo maker and Coke bottler close up shop in Ukraine. There's already a supply chain shortage, so what else do you think is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? Prices are going up. Oh, if you think 15% was something, wait till the end of this year. It's going to be another 15, 20, 25% prices going up. They've already started. Now, after Ukraine invades last night, look at this. You would have thought the stock market was going to be down today at February 24th. But somehow, it's all green. Dow, NASDAQ, S&P 500, all green. After the futures were down hundreds of percentage points. And they're green. The plunge protection team did it again. Printed up some more money. The wealth inequality gap just got bigger and wider. So here's the thing. A lot of people don't have extra money to waste. Extra money to sit there and take risk. So thank God there's situations like this where we were showing it just last night on the live stream. 18% on your money. That's just to almost stay even with inflation, if there's such a thing, because quite frankly, it's well higher than 18%. But this is better than putting your money in a bank. So if you have any money sitting around, you might want to try ORC. That is a stock for everybody on podcasts. And then Trader Trey mentioned, this is one of them, RYLD, 13.5%, and they give an annual dividend, and it's an ETF. This could be opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's now or whether it's after they raise the interest rates, because the next 3 to 4 weeks is going to be cool as hell, because doom and gloom is coming. You should be thinking, where can I fit in and get something? If I'm not going to start a business, I need to invest. If I'm starting a business, I also need to invest. No matter how you look at it, your money's going to have to work its way to make money for you while you sleep. There is no way you can stand pat unless you're in the top 10%. But just keep in mind, we know 70% of the population doesn't even have $1,000 in the bank. So I know you are sitting here going, Eric, I can't put any money into these ETFs. I got to make money the riskier way. I want to invest in crypto. Hey, whatever you feel is necessary for you to do, I suggest you do that. But starting your business and trying to do a business on your own where you dictate how much you could possibly make, I know it's going to be rough. There's no easy road here, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't already have assets or passive income coming in, which we've been preaching about for the last 3 years, it's not too late, but you're going to have to start now. And there's one thing you can start looking at that's coming out, SSN Lifestyle. There'll be a link down below for that. All right? That'll be a way where you can actually, of course, it costs you money for that one, but it doesn't cost you any money here. This is the no guru zone here at the Stop Struggling Now YouTube, podcasts, Facebook, everywhere we are, you get information for free. Now, I'm just giving you these couple of stocks, and this is something else I want to show you. Because after the invasion last night, you would have thought gold and silver, and I did too. I really thought this was the time that gold and silver might take off. But due to it being manipulated, somehow it goes down today. Why does it go down, ladies and gentlemen? The game is rigged. The stock market is going up. They don't want people buying gold and silver. All right? And keep this in mind. Remember, the top 10% of the wealthiest own 89% of the stock market. So the stock market is no indication of how the economy is going for the other 90% of the population, which is you, the OC, the ordinary citizen. So now you have to understand what you have to do, and you're going to have to take risk, unfortunately. You're going to have to do what the Europeans have been doing for the last 15, 20 years, taking risk with their 401k, with their pension funds, with starting their own businesses. They're having to take a risk because of the same situation already happened abroad. But you don't know about that. And here's crypto. Crypto is another one of those things that is very volatile. It can go up, it can go down. But now today, with the Biden information saying sanctions on Russia and the rest of the world trying to sanction Russia, most people are thinking, wait a minute, these guys are just going to circumvent the system. They're going to use crypto to do whatever they need to do. Isn't that fair enough? I think so. So, all of a sudden, market is up 2.43% in the last 24 hours. Now, did you get in on any buying opportunity last night, this morning? Or did you just sit back and relax? Because some of these coins are still down, substantially down. So think about that, all right? And here is the article, Cryptocurrencies turn positive after Biden introduces new sanctions against Russia. Of course, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not going to get into it. I'll leave a link down below. But all I wanted to talk about was this doom and gloom. And with the doom and gloom, we have to talk about some other things. Because there's so much scam artistry going on these days. You don't know what's going to happen. People are calling up saying somebody messed with your bank account. Somebody tried to steal money out of your bank account. And then as you are panicking, not thinking properly, when somebody says, people are trying to take thousands of dollars out of your account and wire it, you're thinking, what the hell? This is your bank. And then they start asking you after they got you panicked, hey, What's your PIN number? You tell them. What's your passcode or phrase? You might tell them. What's your username? Because we're going to have to shut down your account. You might tell them. Watch out, because that call came through. Watch out for all other scam artistry type of stuff, because people are going to start looking to steal your money worldwide. Any phone calls talking about you're in jeopardy, you might say, I need to call you back, but not on their phone number, but call directly to the company. Do not engage with somebody calling you on your cell phone to tell you about some situation that you cannot verify. Do not give them information, because they will literally drain your account. And guess what your repercussion or what you can do about it? Nothing. Because your bank is going to tell you you gave them the information. So you're going to have to be very careful what you're doing out here. Just keep that in mind as well. So as you can see, once again, please share the videos. Tell people SSN Nation is trying to help. Let them know we have solutions. Just like the same solution I've been talking about, and I'm still going to keep talking about it. Get yourself some real estate. Even though real estate's going to go down. I'm not referring to traditional real estate, that's a place you're going to live in. That is not an asset. You have to pay for where you live in if you buy a home. If your equity does not go up, where does that leave you? You're basically renting just like everybody else who doesn't own. And if the value of your home goes down, then you got problems. But good news, the top 10 percenters, they invest in real estate. Just like the stock market, it will never stay down long. So that's why you should be in some form of real estate. And especially some form of real estate that's giving you a monthly income from it. That is another solution if you have the money. And some of you may say, Eric, my credit is bad. Well, what if you don't need any credit? I'm just saying. There's ways we do this. Join us on a live stream. You can ask questions for free. There's no course here, ladies and gentlemen. The course is listening to the videos, the podcast. That's the course. It's free. Now, there are links down below where you can get your free $10 of Bitcoin, but most people have that from Coinbase. You can get your free stocks from Robinhood and Webull. Most people have that. There's links down below for that, so you can check it out yourself if you haven't done it already. But the doom and gloom, it's coming, whether you believe in it, put your head in the sand or not. You're going to be affected, just like you're going to be affected by Russia and Ukraine. You know, Ukraine, there's a reason America messes with Ukraine, right? They have resources. So therefore, sooner or later, it's coming back to haunt American citizens. You're going to have to pay more. And the rest of the world's going to be affected as well. So if anybody's telling you anything else besides that, please have them come on a live stream tomorrow on Friday or Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or whenever I have live streams. We can have this discussion. And we'll start pulling up some facts about world history. Okay? So with all that said, I know this is a long one, but thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and that's why I had to do this doom and gloom video. Because a lot of you are sitting there going, yeah, let me go watch the doom and gloom video because this is just going to exasperate my belief system that it's going to be doom and gloom and I don't have no way out. I'm just going to give up. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is not the time to give up. This is the time for you to plan. This is the time for you to build your family wealth. That's right. There's a way to do it. So welcome to the SSN Nation. Stay tuned for future videos. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.